The days crawl by beneath the bleached sky. The scalp hunters, crusted in dust and old blood, move like a death wind across the borderlands. The kid, no longer wide-eyed, rides silent among them. His thoughts, like the land, are vast and empty. They move through country so stark and alien it might as well be another planet. Red rock, salt plains, heat shimmering like spirits above the sand. Sometimes there's no food. Sometimes no water. The horses collapse. The men bicker. Still they ride. Glanton is ever silent, resolute. The judge, however, speaks of geology, astronomy, war. He lectures at campfires, pointing to the stars or lifting fossils from the soil. He claims dominion over knowledge and death alike. They encounter an abandoned mission. Crumbling adobe walls. A dry well. Rusted chains still bolted into stone. The judge explores the chapel ruins, his hands brushing the carved wood, his expression unreadable. That night, a storm rolls in, lightning dancing across the desert floor. Some of the men see figures moving in the dark, shadows or perhaps ghosts. The land feels haunted, not by spirits of the dead, but by the living who slaughtered them. The kid finds a fragment of a rosary tangled in the dust. He pockets it, though he prays to no god. They ride into a new village under the high sun. But no celebration greets them. Only corpses. Burned huts, the smell of scorched meat. A rival Apache band has already been here. What the Glanton gang witnesses is not an opportunity, it's a mirror. They find a boy, hiding in the ashes. The kid pulls him out, caked in soot and wide-eyed. But Glanton has no use for survivors. The boy is left behind, his fate no longer theirs. One of the Jacksons protests, briefly. A threat sparks. Swords are drawn. But it fades, and the ride continues. They finally track a fresh Apache camp, secluded in a valley, hidden in brush. Glanton signals the attack at dawn. It is brutal. The company descends with rifles and sabers. Screams rise. Fire consumes tents. Women and children flee, but the scalp hunters don't discriminate. The judge, calm in the chaos, shoots a woman in the back and begins to scalp her with unsettling precision. Blood splashes his pale face like war paint. The kid watches. He doesn't join the carnage, but neither does he stop it. Afterward, they count the scalps. Coins are earned. Morality, if ever present, is long dead. In the night that follows, the judge delivers another sermon. The men listen, their faces ghost-like in the firelight. War, he says, endows all things with meaning. He calls it a dance, a ritual older than language. It is not a means but an end. Tobin the ex-priest challenges him, quietly, carefully. He speaks of divine mercy, of sin. The judge smiles, like a serpent. If God is witness, he is also participant. The kid drinks and listens. Something stirs inside him. Not rebellion, not belief, just the slow turning of a wheel. They arrive in El Paso, and for the first time in weeks, the stench of blood is replaced with the perfume of civilization. Bars, brothels, music. Women painted like saints and devils alike. The men scatter into the streets. Bathcat drinks until he collapses. Toadvine gambles away his horse. The judge does not carouse. He plays with children in the plaza, drawing in the dirt, lifting them up like a kindly uncle. But the look in his eyes never changes. It's as if he's studying them for dissection. The kid walks the town in silence, staring into saloons, catching his reflection in muddy glass. He thinks of the boy he was, of the mother he never knew. Glanton's gang rides again. This time into the Sierra Madre, A range so high it bleeds snow even in summer. They cross riverbeds, forests of pine, cragged cliffs. The terrain is harder, and the enemy grows bolder. Raiders attack in the night. 2 men are taken. They are found later with their genitals stuffed in their mouths and their skin flayed. Glanton orders vengeance. The trail of blood resumes. They come to a mining town. Its people, Mexican and Indian both, live in fear. The miners beg Glanton to protect them from bandits. The price is gold. They take it. Days later, bandits arrive, thin, fast, dressed in rags. They die quickly. The scalp hunters feast on the bodies, burning them in a pit. The judge walks among the corpses, humming a tune, his notebook ever open. He finds a golden crucifix among the dead and holds it to the fire until it glows white. They make camp near a ruined fort. Coyotes cry in the distance. A few men claim to see omens, serpents twisted into knots, birds falling from the sky mid-flight. Some murmur about the judge, about his size, his endless knowledge, how no bullet ever seems to find him. Tobin, more priest than soldier now, speaks to the kid in hushed tones. "He's not a man," he says. "Not in the way you or I are men." The kid listens but says nothing. He dreams of fire, of men hanging upside down, of the judge playing a fiddle made of bone. The violence doesn't relent. Another village. More blood. But this time, the kid hesitates. A child runs past him, chased by one of the Jacksons. The kid fires into the air. The man curses, but the child escapes. It is a moment. A sliver of resistance. A whisper of conscience. The judge sees it. He says nothing then, but later, he approaches the kid by the fire. "You would cleave from the dance," he says. "But the dance is all there is." The kid stares into the flames. He doesn't reply.